Welcome back to another episode of Walk the Dog.
Yes, welcome back. This week we're going to be talking about new fall traditions because traditions are great, but sometimes we need some new ones because they happen every year and we get some variety.
Yes.
I hope that you all are having a great spoopy season.
Spoopy season.
That's how the youth of America say spooky.
Okay.
And I hope that you are enjoying our new logo. And before we get into everything we're going to talk about today, I do want to give a special shout out to the name that you sometimes see at the bottom of the screen. Alex Arnaldi, it is his birthday at the time of recording this.
Woo-hoo!
So happy birthday, Alex. Thank you so much for giving us just a great podcast theme song. And if you don't have the words are hard tonight. If you do not have the privilege of knowing Alex, there is a giant Alex gap in your soul, and I am sorry for you.
Need some Alex in your life.
All right, so with that, I think that we should just jump right into it, and I'm going to start us off. The first fall tradition that I think should be added to our lives.
Mm-hmm.
You know, around fall, plants are dying, trees are losing their leaves, they look naked, it's just a whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
I think that neighbors should give each other potted plants.
So, passing around potted plants? That's your tradition.
Yeah. I think that would be just a really heartwarming thing to do. And I think, like, especially in American culture, I don't really even know my neighbors, so it'd be kind of a fun tradition to go and give them a potted plant.
Yeah, but it just seems a little weird. If somebody came knocking at my door and they're like, hey, got some plants for you, that just seems strange, but...
Right. I'm sure that trick-or-treating seemed very strange when it first
Yeah, but you got candy.
Yeah, and now you get a plant. Maybe you get a plant that you've never even heard of before. You get to learn how to take care of that plant. I think it would be really fun.
Yeah, except for people like us who don't have a green thumb, the plant dies.
Yeah, I kill plants constantly.
Yeah. Okay, well, that's an interesting tradition to say the least. And speaking of traditions, I do want to say, for those of you who are listening to the podcast and are not able to see it visually, we are dressed up in Men in Black attire. So for all of you folks who can't see us, just so you know, that's how we're dressed up. We figured that would be appropriate for our fall traditions, seeing that we're so close to Halloween.
Yes.
So, speaking of Halloween, my fall tradition is based around that, and it would be based around the concept of taking pumpkin seeds and covering them in chocolate after they've been roasted. And, since Santa's kind of cornered the market, as it were, on Christmas cookies, he gets all the cookies, he gets all the milk, I thought it would be great to find another way for especially us adults to be able to get in on eating some goodies. Since the kids get all of the goodies at Halloween. For us on the holiday, that fictionary figure I'm creating of the Great Pumpkin. So you roast them, you cover them in chocolate, and then you call them pumpkin poop for the kids. And you tell them, you say, hey, look, we can't eat these. What we're going to do is we're going to leave them out for the Great Pumpkin. And so the catch is you make them the night before Halloween is what you would do. So Halloween Eve, which isn't that what Halloween is? All Hallows Eve? I don't know. Seems a bit redundant to me. But anyway, then when the kids go out trick-or-treating, you leave the chocolate-covered pumpkin poop seeds for the Great Pumpkin. That's what you tell the kids. These are for the Great Pumpkin. You can't eat them. And then one of you has to sneak back to the house while everybody else is out trick-or-treating, and you got to go eat the pumpkin poop seeds before everybody gets back. And then, you got to make up some kind of an excuse, right? In order to do this, to go back and get the pumpkin poop seeds.
Right.
And if you're really good in this tradition, what you would do is you would already have a camera set up. You dress like the Great Pumpkin, whatever that would be, and you eat the seeds. So when the kids come back, you're like, oh my gosh, the seeds are gone. Let's watch this video. Oh, look, the Great Pumpkin. He's real. He exists. It'd be awesome.
But the Great Pumpkin is real, right?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, not if he's real. Of course he's real. I mean, Great Pumpkin, please come. I didn't say if, I said when. Been watching too many Charlie Brown.
I will say that I think that it's the Great Pumpkin, Charlie Brown. Man, if the gospel was not presented in the Christmas Charlie Brown, I would definitely say that it's the Great Pumpkin, Charlie Brown is the best.
It's pretty awesome.
Linus's faith in this Great Pumpkin is just...
It's awesome.
Yes.
Plain and simple. So what's your second
My second...
fall thing? Fall tradition. We're talking about fall traditions here. Creating new fall traditions. Go ahead.
So, I don't know if you've seen this picture on the internet. It's a pretty old meme at this point. I cannot find who the originator is of this photo because it's the internet and it's a meme, so it's next to impossible to trace down. But someone made a corn cob, or is starting to make a corn cob out of candy corn.
Ugh.
Right. Candy corn, historically disgusting. I actually learned from reading an article from, I think it was Better Homes and Gardens, that said that it used to originally be called chicken feed, not candy corn.
Yeah, but they quit feeding it to the chickens because they wouldn't eat it. Stuff's nasty.
And I think that we should implement a tradition of making a corn cob out of candy corn. Because I think part of the heart behind traditions is that it needs to be time consuming. Because
Why?
This is a sad reality.
Okay.
And I don't think that it's true of everyone. It's not true for our family. But for some people, the holidays, when they're spending lots of time with their family, some of these traditions get invented to kill time with family.
So it's a way to be able to survive with each other around without killing each other. I see where you're going with this.
So
Okay.
It's a very, very time-consuming process. They had a recipe online for making candy corn on the cob, and the estimated time was over 3 hours.
Holy smokeroonies.
Yeah. So always those recipe time estimations are too short.
They're always too short. So that's
Yeah.
probably like a 6-hour thing for me.
Right.
Maybe 12.
So I think it's really great for people who maybe aren't the best with relating to their families. But I also think it would just be really fun to see a full-size corn cob.
Okay, so I gotta ask this question. What in the Sam Hill do you do with it? You make this candy corn cob thing.
Uh-huh.
What do you do with it?
Well, what do you do with a Christmas gingerbread house?
Okay.
You look at it.
No, okay. I mean, yeah. That's interesting. I would have never thought of that as a fall tradition, but it sounds like a decent use, perhaps, of candy corn, because I really don't know what else you'd do with that stuff, because
Agreed.
not even the dog wants to eat candy corn.
That's true.
So, which brings us to our fictionary sponsor. This episode's sponsor is Buckaloo's Pumpkin Jam. Buckaloo's Pumpkin Jam is like no other jam on the planet. It's made from all organic ingredients, including pumpkin pulp, citrus juices, cinnamon, and other organic spices, which gives it that little extra Buckaloo. Ooh, psst, hot. It goes great on pumpkin, banana, or other fruit-type breads, including bagels, biscuits, plain toast, or as a standalone, you can eat it right out of the jar.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Can you eat it on a cracker?
You can eat it on a cracker.
Yes.
Absolutely. It doesn't say that, but I'm sure you can. It's also an excellent addition to that fall Halloween party that needs a little extra something. Spicy. To take, your holiday get together to the next level. Comes in 4 flavors: midnight maple, bacon burst, cozy coffee, and persnickety pecan. Try Buckaloo's pumpkin jam today and spice up for the fall season. Oops, hot.
Ooh, pumpkin and spice and everything nice.
Absolutely.
All
So go ahead.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep us rolling here. I did this the other day on campus. I got to class a little early and I saw that there were leaves falling from a tree, which we live in Florida. So that is...
Tiny leaves.
Yes, it was tiny leaves. They weren't big, grand, golden leaves. They were green leaves that were falling off of a tree. But this was still very exciting because falling leaves don't happen often in Florida.
True.
So they're falling down. I have some time before class, so I start to try to catch them before they hit the ground.
Wait, you weren't trying to catch them with your tongue, were you?
No.
That's
But
what
that
you
would
do
be
with snowflakes. Just go ahead.
that would be a good twist. I
It
like
would
that.
be.
Like,
You would look really silly, but go ahead.
if you get up to the next level, I think that's like the professional league, is you start to catch them with your tongue.
A whole league for that. That's great.
So I was trying to catch these with my hands, not even my tongue, not even pro league, just basic entry. I'm trying to catch some leaves, and I could not catch any of them.
Not one.
No, not one. But it was so fun to chase them around.
Okay, so this is the fall tradition, is trying to catch leaves?
Yeah. And I think that it would be great to go on campus, college campuses all over America, and just watch college students running around trees trying to catch them.
Would there be any leaf catching tools, like a, I don't know, leaf catcher?
Definitely not hands.
Gotta
That's
use
it.
hands.
Yeah.
And you didn't catch a one.
I didn't catch a one.
And how long did you do this?
Okay, not very long. Maybe like under 5 minutes.
5 minutes and you didn't catch one? That seems like a long time to me. I mean, I don't know what you all think, but wow. Did you come close?
Yeah. Came really close. That's what was so fun about it. It was like, oh, just out of your reach.
Okay, I have to know, did anyone look at you like, that girl, what is she doing?
Not that I'm aware of. There were some construction workers in front of me, but I don't think they even noticed me.
Did you have a big smile on your face as you were doing
Yes!
it? Were you giggling?
Yeah. It was awesome.
That's okay. I mean, that's weird. I just got to be honest. I just am imagining that in my mind. Some little girl running around going, "Ah," trying to catch leaves. So
First of all, I'm not a little girl. I'm almost as tall as you are.
that is true. She's not
And second of all,
little.
I am very proud of this weird tradition. I think it would be really fun. And I think that if you tried
Yeah.
leaf catching, that you would really like it.
Okay, so I have to ask this question. Do you have a name for it?
Leaf catching.
Man, at least mine, pumpkin poop was for the great
That
pumpkin.
is a very good name.
It is. It's an excellent name, if I
Yeah.
do say so myself.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I'm thinking like you got to come up with something for the name of leaf catching. It just say, hey, we're gonna go catch leaves doesn't sound much like a tradition.
How about crazy leaves?
Great.
No, okay, the title
Yeah.
needs some work.
Yeah, you're gonna have to work on that.
I'll recruit.
Hey, I'll tell you what. In the comment section below, for all three of you who are watching this, go ahead and why don't you leave us some of your suggestions as to what we could call this leaf catching tradition. So, okay. My next tradition would be the disposal of jack-o'-lanterns. So the jack-o'-lantern dump is what this would be about. Because after you've carved a pumpkin up and it's set out, you've put a candle in it, and especially in Florida because it's so hot and it's so humid, unlike other places like where I grew up in Indiana, it starts to get nasty. It starts to get really moldy and gross, right?
Yeah.
So my thought process on this is you could do one of two things with these jack-o'-lanterns the day after Halloween is over. One of them is that you could take this carved pumpkin, okay, the next day, and you could set it on a log or like a chair or something outside. You want to do this outside. And you take a small water balloon and you put some gasoline in it, okay? And you put it inside the jack-o'-lantern and you attach it to the lid that you cut off. You attach it so it's dangling there, and you're able to see it. There's enough gas and it's big enough that you could see it through the eyes or the mouth or the nose or whatever you carved out of your pumpkin. And so you mark off your distance, I don't know, 10, 15 yards, maybe 20 if you're really good. You take a bow and an arrow, right? And you take that arrow and the tip of the arrow, you kind of maybe wrap it with a little bit of cotton and you light this thing on fire. And you just stand back and you shoot it. And the goal is to try to pierce that water balloon is filled not with water but with gasoline, and it causes the whole thing just to catch on fire, and it goes up in a ball of flames. I think that would be really cool, and so the first one to actually be able to do that would be the winner. So now you've disposed of your nasty jack-o'-lantern, your carved pumpkin, and at the same time you've had some family competition. So that's one thing you could do with it. Another idea that I had was if you carve the pumpkin the day before Halloween or whatever you're going to set it out, and made it really, really, really thin, after you were done, or after you set it out there, you could fill it with candy and make it like a piñata.
Ooh.
And so this would be good for people who live really far out in the country, and then the kids just go to town with it with a baseball bat, whack, whack, and that's how they get their candy instead of, trick-or-treating.
Okay, I really like that idea. On the first idea, I feel legally obligated to say do not attempt this at home. We are not held liable if you do this and you catch either yourself or someone else on fire.
Yeah, shoot at your own risk for sure. What's your next one?
All right, my next one, I think this is actually my last one.
Okay.
So, this is technically already on the market, but I think that it needs to replace another holiday tradition. So,
ooh, this has got to be pretty serious then if it's replacing another. What's the holiday tradition that's going to replace?
So I'm calling for the removal of gingerbread houses from Christmas.
Oh, wait a minute. I kind of like gingerbread houses from Christmas.
I like the concept of gingerbread houses and decorating them, but I think that we should have gingerbread houses for Halloween or fall, whatever. Some people don't celebrate Halloween. And the reason why I think this, there's logic behind this. I'm not trying to strip Christmas of anything. Mm-hmm. One, I think that Christmas cookies are a great thing. Christmas sugar cookies, that would be awesome.
Yeah, that's true. They're really good.
But two, and this is the main reason, gingerbread is it's a fallish cookie. It's got the spices that go in pumpkin pie, the cinnamon, the ginger flavors, all of those are very fall flavors.
Yeah.
And I'd argue that they really don't belong in Christmas. And so I think for those who really could not stand to live their lives without Christmas gingerbread houses, that they could make, my father, that they could make sugar cookie houses. But me and my brother, thanks to my father, he bought some pre-made Halloween gingerbread houses because the people who make the Christmas gingerbread houses picked up on this. They're like, yo, we can be making way more money. We do the exact same house, throw in some bats instead of Christmas trees or stars.
Not baseball bats, like flying bats, just so everyone's
Correct.
clear. We were talking about baseball bats just a second ago.
Yes.
Go ahead.
And so we had a competition. My brother ended up making this incredible, amazing gingerbread house. Well, why don't you describe it? It was pretty creative.
Pretty simple but creative. The concept was the zombie apocalypse is what it was. And so he had, we had these little, what do you call them, Sour Patch Kid gummy things.
Yeah.
Those were attacking the gingerbread house, and he had toothpicks that were impaling them, and it was pretty intense, but it was really good. It was very well done.
Yes.
Funny.
Yes, it was great.
But tell them about yours.
Well, I was going to say that the Sour Patch Kids were zombies trying to break into the Red Sour Patch guy's house, and
Right.
It was very intense, very dramatic.
Yep.
There was a Sour Patch Kid who was breaking in through the window, which my brother hollowed out with a fork.
It was awesome.
It's great. And so mine was more simple. I did a house divided. Front half was Christmas, ironically.
It was.
I think I was subconsciously paying homage to the holiday that I'm trying to strip its tradition. And then the other half.
Ease it out is what you're doing.
Yes. And then the other half was Halloween.
And it was very good because when I walked in and I saw it, I thought, this is a Christmas gingerbread house and it's supposed to be Halloween. What the flip? And it was done very nicely. I mean, had a little Christmas tree. She took the little green beads, instead of putting them on the roof, she put them and made a Christmas tree out of them. She took marshmallows and made snow. And so it looked really good. But then when you come around to the other side, you see the other half of it, a little more than half, was the Halloween side of it. And it was pretty cool. It had bats on it. It had a spider web in front instead of snow. it was really well done. I was impressed, I have to admit.
Thank you, sir.
So I can see how, yeah, that would be a pretty cool fall tradition because we never really made gingerbread houses for Christmas. As much as I love them, much as I hate to see them go, I can't disagree with you. That's pretty smart. Now, I do want to know the rationale, though, between gingerbread. I know why gingerbread for the fall, because it's spicy and it's a darker color. Why sugar cookies for Christmas?
I just think of the idea of making sugar cookies around Christmas, because you do the snowflakes, Christmas trees. That's been a tradition in our family for a little while.
Yeah.
And I just think you could use sugar cookie crust, because it's very sturdy if you're making it for royal icing. And you could use it for a sugar cookie house. And it looks kind of like a house that got snowed on, because it's pretty pale.
Okay, I would be willing to do this on one condition. I would get to play either a giant Santa Claus or more likely Godzilla, where I get to eat the sugar cookie house, because I don't want to eat a gingerbread house. I really don't like gingerbread, the flavor, personally. But sugar cookies, I'm afraid I'd make a lot of kids cry, because they'd work really hard on this sugar cookie house, and then I would come in and eat it.
Nice, yes.
And I would totally eat it right in front of them.
You can be Christmas Godzilla.
I would like to be Christmas Godzilla. So, yeah, okay. I'm down with that. I think that's a pretty good tradition.
All right, that's all we have for you this week.
Well, we'll bark at you later, and happy Halloween, happy fall, and don't forget, Thanksgiving, Christmas, right around the corner. So make your sugar cookie
Your
house.
sugar cookie houses. Your sugar cookie igloos.
Ooh, I think we may be onto something there too. Oh, and before we go, hey, if you have an idea for a fall tradition, why don't you put it in the comments below?
Oh, yes.
Or if you can make your own sugar cookie house or igloo, we'd like to see a picture of that. Or your own gingerbread Halloween house. We'd like to see a themed one of those as well. So that'd be pretty cool.
All right, we'll bark at you later.
Peace.